Yes, if you were wondering what people do to have such a wonderful, nice little white beard, well, now you just see you gotta comb it and brush it and grease it. By the way, I suggest, oh man, ooh, I use it so much that my bottle is worn out, but my good friend Mikey Martinez has a beard softening um, product that I'm glad to give him an entrepreneurial shout out, and I think I'll put that in the post afterwards. But it's something that I use on my beard. Hey, all right, look, we're just letting the audience warm up, and we've got less than 5 minutes. What's happening, Warren? Welcome aboard. Welcome to Glue Wednesday. And now I don't recall that I've seen you on the broadcast before, so right now it's just you and I. So thanks for coming on board. I hope all is well. Give me a hint on how we met or who sent you, and I'll be happy to give them that shout out as well. But I appreciate you. Hey, Tommy, what's up? That's one of my stepping mentor, TJ. What's going on? Glad to see you back. Hey, yeah, all right. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yep, we've got less than 4 minutes to start the broadcast. So we start at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Midwest Central, because I know that Tommy is on in Central. TJ, are you in Ohio? Something like that. So you might be on Central as well. But anyway, we've got less than 3 minutes, less than 4 minutes. So we got 3 minutes and something. We'll start the broadcast. Welcome aboard. Hope y'all are getting everything ready for Thanksgiving, but hope you're getting everything ready for today. Let me see. I'm in a new spot. I got to try to get myself centered. Good. I think I did it. All right. And I'm going to talk about that new spot, in a minute once we start, even though a lot of people will see this on the broadcast, but we want everybody who comes in live to get the full message and as well, so that they don't have to worry about going back and seeing it. Nashville, okay, TJ, okay, Nashville, and Nashville is aren't they on Central Time? Um, not yeah, Knoxville is on regular, and you know what? It's cool whichever it is. All right, but we got less than we got just 2 minutes and some change, and we're gonna get this message started. So I hope y'all gonna stay on board. I see all three of y'all still here. You got one last chance to go get yourself a drink, go pee, go something, all right. But I'm not. One thing I do is I start on time. You guys are early. I don't do one of those say an early time and then so the people will get there on time. No, I start on time. I will be starting at 1 o'clock, and I establish that in my reputation, whether it's on a broadcast, on a live speaking engagement. You have to train your audience. You have to train your people in your life to understand that you are a timely person. It's not about giving a false time. And we got less than 2 minutes. And then I definitely always say, don't penalize the people who are on time. The people who come, I think it's, and I know it's just something we do, but I'm just super conscious of certain idiosyncrasies that we have. And I believe if saying, oh, you are Central. I thought so, TJ. Okay, good. But I believe say, oh well, let's wait for a few more people. Why? The important, and then we'll even say, well, the important people are here. Well, why do you need another 10 minutes to decide the important people are here? To me, 10 seconds, 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh is on, 10 seconds, I know the important people are here. So I don't slap the hands of people who get here when they get here. I don't even like to call it late, because you get to some place according to when you can. I remember one time I wrote a poem about how we may rush ourselves and how important it is to be patient. Yeah, timeliness is godliness, right? And you're on your time. We got less than a minute, and that's great that you put that, because timeliness, we're talking about Thanksgiving. If you see up there in the promo where I've got the scripture on good, because that, godliness is about goodliness. All right. So, I have to play with the English vocabulary, and so should you. Control your vocabulary rather than allowing your vocabulary to control you. That's part of the joy in life, and how I end up staying positive is by making sure I'm conscious of the words that I use. Even in the Bible, it says that the tongue is a small object, but it's a powerful weapon. You know, I don't quote the Bible, I use the Bible. I think there's so many good things in there that we need to be conscious of, and it's 1 o'clock, let's get rolling. But it rolls right into what we're talking about, and that is recognizing that everything that we do is on time, and it has to be on our time. We even had last week's broadcast, we got into a thing talking about, you know, how God is always on time. Like they say, may not be, you know, on the time we want, but he's always on time. And so, today, the time we're talking about is what's called Thanksgiving time. And like I said, up there in the promo, it says good. And I said, you know, I'm sure for Thanksgiving we'll find something good in the Bible, because I use my Ac-Firmations. That's what I've been doing. It was one of my 8 readings of the Bible. And what I did is I went through, and I have over 240 Ac-Firmations in a book, but you know, I use them a lot. You hear me make them up right on the spot. Hey, Sandra, welcome in from Arkansas. And so you hear me make them right on the spot. So when I was reading the Bible this time, I think it was probably my 5th time, 4th or 5th time, 6th, and I was looking specifically for scripture that I could apply my Ac-Firmations to. And so that's what I've been sharing for the last month or so. And today I'm just going to go off of that just a little to add a little bit of extra touch. But I want to make sure I mention it, because one thing I say to people is you have to read the Bible intentionally. See, when you know what you're looking for, you'll get the answer you need. And that's not just the Bible, that's in life. You know, when you know what you're looking for, you'll get what you need. You're looking for a partner. What characteristics are you looking for a partner? Well, how do you look for characteristics in a partner? Look for them in yourself. See, don't look for them in an external source. Look for an internal source first. Once you know who you are and what characteristics you have, now you can look for a partner. And that, by the way, is a partner in any type of situation, whether you're talking about a significant other, a spouse, a business partner. You know, you have to look for like attracts like. So look inside as we go forward. And again, speaking about inside, what you may see, by the way, in the background, if you've been with us before, this new wood panel. This is my new home. This is my first Glue Wednesday broadcast from my new home. It's my 101st Glue Wednesday broadcast, and it's now my first from my new home. That's so cool. So I'm excited. I just moved in. I'm not even here a week yet. On Thursday, we'll make 1 week since I moved in here. And so what I'm going to do is what I want to talk about today. Hey, Kathy. All right, Kathy Boston. I call you Kathy. All right. But anyway, what I want to do is, number one, I'm going to talk about 2 of the reasons, because I see people posting already. But 2, you like the wood? Thank you. The wood paneling. Yeah, and it's all the way, all 4 walls, by the way. It's really kind of cool. And then even inside the closet. But anyway, I'm going to talk about 2 reasons that I feel people choose to feel depression around the holidays. I've seen people, you know, it's depressing around the holidays, and I'm not denying anybody's feelings if they do, but I want to say to you that it's a choice to feel depressed around the holidays, because there are no statistics that say people actually, you know, take their life by suicide more during the holidays or feel depressed. You know, depression there's a part of it is a choice. So that's why I say I'm here to thank you for carrying on your spirit of seeking comfort in your new state of normalcy, because that's what it is. So you have to, by being on the broadcast, so even if you're going through some sort of depression or a sad feeling or whatever, or anybody who you forward this to and they say, okay, I'll read this, you say, look, this is going to cheer you up. So that's somebody who has a spirit of wanting to seek you know, comfort in what's a new state of normalcy, because whatever you're depressed about is your new normal. This is how my life is now, and so I've got to learn to live with this missing part or whatever it is in my life. But I'm seeking to be able to have myself in a refreshed frame of mind even while I'm doing it. In fact, don't we say I'm going through something? Self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm going through. That means I know I'm going to make it to the other side. So there's again why we have to control our vocabulary rather than allowing our vocabulary to control us, recognizing that we say so many things that are positive that can help us if we would just hear what we say. And we hear the negative. So make sure that you say the positive things, okay? So today, I'm going to give you two of my affirmations for thanks. I'm not denying it to this is Thanksgiving, but I want to give you two of my affirmations for thanks and a poem for thoughts, okay? And the first thanks affirmation that I want to give you is THANKS. The heart always needs kindred spirits. The heart always needs kindred spirits. That's what thanks is about. And and those of you, I'm using, by the way, this week, two different definitions for my glue for Glue Wednesday. And the first one I'm going to use is GLUE. God's love unites everyone. And I use that as a shout out to Conner Canary Missionary Baptist Church in Ahoskie, North Carolina, Pastor Rob Lewis, my homeboy. And because I found out that they use that as their theme right now, glue, but I've been using glue as my show with a different acronym, which I'll use for the second one on thanks. But this first one is for them, and it's thanks, THANKS. The heart always needs kindred spirits. And that's why I say one of the things that we need to do is recognize is that we have to choose our messengers carefully. See, that's what a kindred, like attracts like. Choose your messengers carefully. And that's how you'll get the kindred spirits and the people around you that will support you for whatever you're going through. So again, anybody who feels that they're suffering from some type of depression or anger or loss during the holiday season, you have to get the right people around you, not the ones who will actually, it's right till she's gone, he's gone. No, you need the people that say, okay, come on, let's celebrate. Let me go on and tell you why, okay? Because when you choose your messages carefully, I wrote myself notes. I got to find my note now. Where's my note? Okay. All right. See, the thing is, the reason that people go into depression is because we keep being told that we will. The holiday season coming up, so you're going to be depressed without so-and-so. They may not say it that way, but you'll see, okay, it's the holiday season, people are depressed. So now it's like, oh, okay. See, so we're being told that we're going to be depressed. So we subliminally focus on it. What you focus on, you ferment. So if you're told that the holiday season is usually where people get more depressed with the loss of so-and-so, then subliminally you're believing that that's a normal thing, and you will actually find a way to do that. And now maybe you do it as a way to pump yourself up and get out of it, but I want to give you another way to pump yourself out of that. But a lot of times that's the music. We're being told that we're going to be depressed. Here, if what you can see, this T-shirt, it's the acronym is BLEAP, BLEAP, Believing Leah's Enjoying Eternal Peace, BLEAP. The reason I'm wearing this T-shirt is because tomorrow, Thanksgiving actually began. I wear it to remind myself to celebrate my loss. See, November 2006, Thanksgiving is when my mother got sick and went into the hospital, and then she died in January 2007. So that was the beginning of our loss. And at her celebration of her life, because we say celebration of life until somebody actually dies, and then we kind of lose it. And I laugh about it because that's what we do. Come on, y'all, don't feel bad about it. Even when you're losing it at a funeral, maybe you can think about that and find a way to laugh your tears into cry your tears into laughter. Okay, but what I did, I created bleep because my mother used to curse a lot. And if you get my book, Stuff Happens, and it tells that story. My mother used to curse a lot. So when I gave my tribute at her funeral, I said to the audience, I said, look, y'all know Leah used to curse a lot. And because we called her Leah, that was her nickname. I said, so I'm going to give you a message about her from her spirit. I said, but since we're in the church, I can't use all the words she might use. So when I do my hand like this, I just want y'all to say bleep. And we'll bleep out the words that she would have used. Okay? Now, I had told my family and some of my friends, look, I need y'all to be ready to do this because maybe the people won't do it. I said, so when they, maybe once they see you doing it, they'll get comfortable. But let me tell you, the first time I hit my hand out and said bleep, the whole congregation said bleep because everybody was so ready to laugh. And and they knew that and I'm giving you the short version, but they knew that that's how my mother was, and that she was a cursing up a storm. Thank you for that laugh, whoever. Yeah, she was a cursing person, boy. And so I said such and such, and I said, I know my mother said, now sit your bleep down and act like you got some bleep sense. We roll. Everybody they were talking about the funeral as if it was a party. You know how somebody said to you, oh man, you should have been there, it was off the chain. That's how people were talking about the funeral. You should have been there, it was so good. In fact, even group with this first definition of glue, that God's love unites everyone. Rob, my friend Rob Lewis, the pastor at that church, he actually preached the funeral of our good friend Vincent Anderson the day before. This is last couple of weeks ago while I was in North Carolina. And a couple of his church members had come from Ahoskie to Scranton, North Carolina, where the service was, to support their pastor. And so then that was on a Saturday. And then on the following Sunday, me, TJ, and Pluck, we went to Rob's church. And Rob's church members, when they got up and they introduced themselves, they said, we enjoyed them at the funeral. So again, that's it. Imagine that, people say, oh, we had a ball with them at the funeral. I just realized I don't have my headset on. And so now, actually what this would be good for is for me to end up checking to see if it sounds better with or without my headset. Because the thing is, see, what I always feel like I'm shouting. Okay, let me see. Okay, we're going to see if I have, see, maybe it's partially because I don't hear myself. But I'll be able to test the quality. Does it sound any different to y'all? We'll see. All right, but anyway, so his church members said, we enjoyed them at the funeral. So when I did my mother's funeral, I did bleep, and I ended it by saying that, bleep, believing Leah's enjoying eternal peace. Okay, so that's the loss that we'll be celebrating at this Thanksgiving, which will now be the 12th Thanksgiving, 2007. Yeah, it's the 12th Thanksgiving without her. All right, and so thanks, THANKS. The heart always needs kindred spirits. One way to get yourself through a loss is to have the right people around you. And that's what moves us into the second thanks, and that is THANKS. Trust him always. Never know shame. See, what we have to do is when we get ourselves to our normal self, we're going to get back to being normal. We have to recognize that we want to be with the people that we want to be with, not the people we need to be with, but be with the people that you want to be with. And that's trust him always, never know shame. You see, nothing could be more giving than thanks. And so what I'm saying there is also we have to live with no regrets. Part of the reason for the depression is we may feel, oh, I didn't get to finish doing this with so-and-so. See, we're focusing on what we didn't do and what we didn't accomplish, whether it's with another person or in our own life. Focus on what you did accomplish. Focus on how you enjoyed being with that person and what they brought into your life, because that's where the tears are coming from, is that you feel that this is a part of your life that you won't get experience it again. But guess what? Before you had that experience, you had never experienced it. So can you get yourself back to that mental joy of having that? And sometimes I don't go on my own script, but I wrote such a wonderful ending, and as I'm saying this, I want to go on and read it now, and I'll just repeat it at the end. But let thanks be a daily habit. TGIT, thank God it's today. And then TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Celebrate that this is the blank any day without so-and-so. By giving thanks that you had them in your physical life to enjoy, so that now you can keep them in your spiritual life to cherish. And I'll repeat that at the end, okay? But that's what we have to do, is give thanks that we had them in our physical life to enjoy, so that we can keep them in our spiritual life to cherish. So what I want to do, I said I want to give you 2 affirmations and 1 poem. So the two affirmations and the thoughts were the thanks. The heart always needs kindred spirits, and trust him always, never no shame. The poem I want to read you was actually from 2000, when I was in Chicago working in the DHS program, the Department of Health Services, Family Services. And this was, it was underemployment service. And I had a group of women that I was working with at this time. And so what I would do is, one of the gifts that I have, and there's another thing you want to do in terms of finding reasons to celebrate. What is your gift? Hey, Peg. Wow. Hey, what's up, Diane? What is your gift? And are you celebrating your gift? Well, one of my gifts is, again, the use of vocabulary. So what I did is I take a theme word, and I have people give me a word that begins with each letter in that theme. And then my challenge is to come back to the next class and read and create a poem from the words that they gave me. In other words, you give me words and I'll go through my spirit into yours and write a poem as if you wrote the poem. So what our theme was bread, B-R-E-A-D. And it was around Thanksgiving time. So let me give my shout out to my good friends at Phalanx Family Service. That's Phalanx in Chicago. I'll send that. But I'm going to read you the poem that I wrote. But first, I want to give you the words that they gave me. You won't, if you were looking at the poem, what I did is I put initial, whenever they, like for the word bread, for the letter bread, they gave me best, bold, bodacious. So when I wrote the poem, I put a capital B on those letters in the poem so that they could see that those were their words, okay? So you won't be able to see that, and I'm not going to be able to signal every time, but you're going to hear the letters from the words B-R-E-A-D throughout the poem. And so if you catch some of them, that'll be wonderful. But hear the words that they gave. You know what I'm thinking now? Maybe what I'll do is, rather than post the poem, once I do the broadcast, I'm going to post the words so that as people listen to the broadcast and hear the words, they can see them. I'll think about it, but hear the words they gave me. For the B, best, bold, bodacious, beautiful, black, belief, bitch. For R, radiance, resourcefulness, right, relish, reality, reflect, remember. For the E, express, excitement, eyes, elegance, experience, enough. For the A, accomplishments, alibi, always, achieve, aim, actions. And for the D, demeanor, delight, decision, dainty, difficult, dedicated, dream, digest, and deluxe. And no word that they gave me, hey Ed, no word that they gave me was off limits. And so if some of you neck jerked when I said bitch, because that's one of the words they gave me. So now imagine, and see, I'm giving you a spoiler alert that I got it in there in a positive vein. Maybe, let's see. So here's the poem. Those are the words from the letters in the letters in the word bread, and the poem I called Food for Thought. Our best accomplishments need no alibi because we are bold, bodacious, and beautiful. In fact, our radiance expresses the joy in our hearts, the excitement in our eyes, the elegance in our demeanor. And our experience delights in the resourcefulness of our nature because our decisions have always been the right focus. We relish our independence and belief in ourselves. as strong black women, not doorsteps, not fools, not bitches. So don't call us out of our names, Nubian queens. Dainty ladies who achieve difficult tasks, dedicated to preserving our family's honor. Every waking moment is a celebration of life. Every thought and each dream, all reality. Our steps are aimed only at the positive, for our strides reflect the victory in our stride. We see ourselves as more than enough of a woman because our actions speak louder than words. They show our pride. So take this food for thought and digest it. Let the message be deluxe and supersized. Know that you're important in our lives too. So let's remember to take this journey side by side. So, hey, Michael. Hey, what's up? Those of you who just came in, the poem I was reading was a 2000 poem that I wrote when I was working with a group of women in an underemployed program. And they gave me the words from the letters in the word bread, and I created that poem for them called Food for Thought. And as we get ready for Thanksgiving, it's all going to be about the food, but yes, you know what? It's going to be about the thoughts we have, because we are going to have tough times for some people tomorrow. Because why? Everybody's telling them that they're going to have a tough time. Let me tell you something. You're going to have a ball tomorrow celebrating without so-and-so, especially if it's for the first time. Because that time, that moment that you stop to reflect on the fact that you're looking at that seat and they're not there, why are you going to feel a little choked up? Because you're going to remember something that they might have said. You're going to remember something that they did. Don't let that bring you down. Let that bring you up. Oh, God, so-and-so would have said this. Oh, my goodness, wow, so-and-so's not here, and this is what she did. And even if you cry, come on, y'all, there's nothing wrong with crying. Go on and cry. Let your tears start out with sadness and let them end up being tears of joy. Because why? Again, you're crying because you want to give thanks. Thanks that you can celebrate that this is the blank day, and I call it the blank any day, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, tomorrow, birthday. It's the first or the whatever number, any day without so-and-so. So celebrate that day by giving thanks, because you can give thanks every single day. Giving thanks that you have them in your physical life to enjoy, and now you can keep them in your spiritual life to cherish. So give that thanks. We can't let a calendar control our celebration, not a man-made calendar control when we celebrate the joy and gift of being alive. TGIT, as I mentioned, is thank God it's today, because the bravest thing we can do, ladies and gentlemen, is lay our heads down at night or during the day and go to sleep, because you have no guarantee that you're going to wake up. So that's why it's TGIT. Thank God I woke up. And then TGIT, God, thank God I went through a whole day and got another chance to go to sleep and do it all over again tomorrow. Can't you see that you could be giving thanks all day, regardless of whether or not you give it to God? I don't know who else you would give it to, but give God thanks all day. You don't need to be in a room in a church in a prayer position to pray. You could be walking down the street and just praying and giving thanks for the things that you see. I'm giving thanks for my new home. I've been in here to be 1 week. I'm getting ready to celebrate being in my new home 1 week. And so, I'll be giving different things, thanks to my nieces and nephews, my family members, my friends. Thank you for joining in on the broadcast. Please share the message, but always give thanks, because God is good. And it's not good a lot of the time. He's good all of the time. And if all of the time is encompassing, which it is, it's all encompassing. So even as you go through tough times, ladies and gentlemen, recognize that tough people go through tough times. See, weak people don't go through tough times. The tough ones do. So if you think you're going through a tough time, then give yourself credit. I always like to say that I learned from an Air Force chaplain that the real moral behind the story of the three little pigs was not what type of a house you built, but the fact that the storm was coming. And when that storm came and left, there was another storm behind it. You have been through so many storms. This is just another one that you will go through, and you have what it takes to get through. You have the glue. God's love undoes everything. It will take care of all of that hurt and bring it back together for you. It's a new normal, it's called. Things are not going to be the way they were. They're going to be the way they're going to be with new tools and new weapons. And you are the new tool. You are the new weapon. You are the gift that helps other people keep it together. So have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I thank you for helping me keep it together by your joining me on my Glue Wednesday broadcast. Next week, I'll be broadcasting again. If there's ever a topic that you want me to cover, feel free to put it in the thread or even send me an inbox message, and I'll be glad to get that topic on for you because I'm having a ball doing what I do. Okay, so, and we made it, and I remember I told y'all at the beginning, I don't penalize the people who come early, and I don't penalize people by making them stay late. I appreciate that a lot of you may be on your lunch hour. I'm on my lunch hour too. My boss working in here, my home, my boss knows what I'm doing right now, and he approves. Thank you. Thank God, and let's keep it on moving. I'm going to look, you can't see without my glass. I'm going to do some shout outs to just thank some people. But the rest of y'all, the broadcast is over. If you want to hang up, that's cool. But oh man, like I said, whoever I didn't say hello when you came in, Russell, I know that I'll start with you. I didn't get to say hi to you. Yeah, and how did I skip you? Because I know I said hey to Michael Brown. What's going on? Hey, Karen, all right, down in South Carolina. My yellow ribbons 2 in a row there, because there goes my good girl, Holly. Holly, I'm doing a Navy thing, in fact, in a couple of weeks. So say hello to her husband for me. Hope all is well. Lord, that's good. Kenny, is that? Oh, Lou, hey. Oh, man, you know, Lou, because you know I once dedicated speech to you. I love you, Lou. God bless you. Hey, Phyllis, my new Toastmasters Maven, are you back here now? I can send you a text that I'm running late, and then maybe you'll really be home. And what's going on, Linda? Good to see you, my Virgo sister. All right. So thanks all of y'all for tuning in. God bless you. Share the message. Have a wonderful, filling Thanksgiving tomorrow, and burp to your heart's delight. Over and out. Ciao.